Do each of you support Donald Trump?
I do.
Yes. Yes for all three of you? Yes. Has this trial changed your opinion, even caused you to waver or question that at all?
No, it's actually caused me to support him more. I just don't believe there's a coincidence that we have a trial happening in Atlanta. We have one happening in New York. So the question people are beginning to ask themselves, like I did, is like, why now?
It's pretty much everybody says they're picking on him. You know, people are tired of going after him, and you see it in so many areas. It's really not a big issue in the party. Actually, they're really making everybody mad, and they look at a big bully, and the government is the bully.
This is going to be your first time casting a ballot. What is it for you that drives your support of the former president?
I think always fighting. I mean, he's taken so much just defense from news and everything, but he still hasn't given up. He keeps fighting to do what's right.
I've talked to many people who formerly identified as a Democrat. They have changed their political persuasion to independent, and they are looking forward to voting for Trump. Wow. Because now they find something in common with a political candidate at that level.
When you say they find commonality, what is that commonality?
They have felt persecuted by the system of American injustice. And it's not a stretch for them to think that Trump may be a victim as well. People see that there's some kind of commonality between himself and maybe all the black men that have been incarcerated and the families that have been impacted by black male incarceration here.
So I spoke with about 5 different Republicans, and they represent a very wide cross-section, a very diverse group of Republican voters here in this county. And I asked them, how are they being impacted by this trial? Are they paying close attention? And what impact might a guilty verdict have on their decision to support the former president?
Yes, the Nero mic was cut off. According to this tweet, I'm going to show you the video. The Nero says, Trump wants to do the worst he can possibly do to the country and goes on tirade cursing up a stunt, resulting in his mic being cut. Whoopi Goldberg chimes into claim without evidence that if Trump gets elected, he will be the last president and rule for life. I don't know how ridiculous these people can spew these lies. The Nero is spreading these insane lies on social media recently, trying to curse. When I look at this man, sometimes I'm short of word. I have a couple of videos I'm going to play so you can see exactly what is going on. Even the mainstream media is shocked to realize what is happening. The question people, I believe you've seen that, nobody's buying them again. People are supporting Trump like never before. Like I recently saw Biden challenging him for a debate.
Do you remember what you were talking about?
We were talking about the debates.
Right.
And I wanted to say that I don't think that Biden should have projected that he wants no audience and the mic should be cut off.
I think so.
I think that CNN should have said to the two of them, this is the debate.
You know they're not going to do that.
We're not telling you
the fireworks.
And also no audience. An audience just distracts everybody.
Yes, well, that's what...
But Trump agrees to it. What's happening?
So it'll be interesting.
But Biden needed to get out in front of it. I would actually disagree with Joy and say he had to project that, because if they arranged it for the best TV moment, and we've all been in those times, it doesn't serve him.
But it gives him a way to get out of it by saying, look, I'm not doing it without an audience.
He agreed to it.
You know what?
We'll see.
But you're also right with this.
I think
but he's a backer outer anyway.
Kind of like how we testify in the trials.
He really doesn't. He's going to come across as the low information candidate that he is.
Yeah.
That is it. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Not for nothing.
No,
President Biden has been in the Senate.
He's going to study. He's going to study. He's going to study, and then he's going to get pissed, and then he's going to go off the rails.
It's like, you have Bozo the Clown on one side.
Yeah.
And you've got a statesman on the other who has had years under his belt of being in the Senate. He knows what he's talking about. Yeah. So all this guy can do is stump it, like he did to poor Hillary that day.
It's very surface, but I love Fighting Joe coming out and saying, hey, buddy,
I like that too.
Make my day. I don't like that. Because bullies respond to that.
That's true.
Bullies respond to stuff, but you know what? Joe is busy. I mean, a sitting president doesn't need to go and do what he needs to do, but he's doing it, and I appreciate it because it's good for the country.
Yeah.
It's good for the country for us to keep the things that work and toss the things like you-know-who that don't.
Yeah.
It's also really smart that they're doing one in June, which is earlier than usual, but then another is proposed for September. So you get some voters who help make up minds that haven't, but then there's a time for a closing message right
He's going to stack the audience with Trumpers like he did at the town hall on CNN.
Not this one. There's no audience.
Oh, they're saying no.
No
That's
audience.
the part you said was a bad idea.
Wait a minute.
No. Biden said. That's why I'm saying. Biden said no audience.
Yeah, I know that, but I don't think he's going to go for that, Trump.
He's already done.
I don't believe him. You believe him? He's the biggest liar.
It's almost unfair to have a guy like that on a public show and talk to him about politics.
Do you know what it reminds me of? When the beauty pageant contestant can't pick a thing on a map? And they're making fun of her? Right? They mock her. And I'm like, is that fair to do to her? That's not her area.
Well, they made her have a speech, and she got stuck in a loop, and she couldn't get out. Remember?
Yes.
She didn't. Remember, she didn't know what to say.
Yes, Nero, who's often critical of Trump, has previously called the former president a gangster and crazy. Trump has fired back, calling Nero total loser. Trump replied him the first time he did a segment. I don't know why he's having this tall even and why people are even listening to him. Crazy. I recently saw Biden is to have a fundraiser with some of these crazy people, Hollywood, in I think this coming month. After being asked about his message to voters during his appearance on the popular ABC talk show, Nero urged them to pay attention to Trump's word. I don't understand why people are not taking him seriously, because you need to read about it historically in other countries that they didn't take the people seriously. I think of Hitler. Nero said, if you notice, at a certain point, they had to cut off his mic because he was spewing some kind of things that in fact, are not allowed online. It is to tell you the level of craziness this man has gone. I see the hatred he has for Trump, but he should be prepared. Trump will govern him. Trump will rule him, like I can say it. It is insane to see these attacks, rising on social media. I was shocked recently when I saw Biden launching or challenging Trump for a debate because they have seen nobody is buying them. The polls cannot go up. If they fail at this time, after the debate, that is all. That is all. If you notice, I think about 1 month ago, Trump challenged Biden for a debate. They didn't respond. Yes, they are not catching what Trump is doing. Trump is taking the advantage of these trials and he is campaigning like never before. I was impressed when I saw Republicans showing up for him recently during these trials, standing to, defend him. They got him, but there are people that are willing, like Vivi, to speak up against these trials. Nero has been going around on social media, calling Trump names nearly on a daily basis, talking to voters the way he's doing. You can still pass a point without being like this. You must not use some kind of words, to talk to people. It is insane when I look at these Hollywood crazies, doing this. Thank you guys who has been there sharing out my videos. God bless you.